Good morning and welcome to Women Who Rock with Success. And this is your show host coming to you today, Ms. Diane Wimbush, live in the studio, bringing you resources and tools from experts around the globe. Don't forget about our upcoming webinar that's going to be held on May the 8th, and it's going to be online. You can go to our website to get more information, but it's going to start at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and the focus of our webinar will be entitled Finding Your Target Audience. And so that's very important for business owners and small business owners to be able to know how to pitch for their brand. So today, we have an exciting guest that's going to bring a lot of tons of information to us, and we're so excited that she's on the platform today because her brand is unique, and we really want to dive into this podcast to be able to learn more about what she has to bring to users and to the listeners on today, as well as to the globe. So good morning, Mary, and thank you for being our guest today.
Good morning, Diane. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. So tell us.
Wonderful.
Okay, perfect. So tell us about you, Mary.
I'm sorry. Tell you about myself or the company?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm Mary Landaverde. I'm the CEO of Industry TV. We are a first of its kind interactive digital streaming platform with one mission in mind, and that is to bring interactive, social, and shoppable content to audiences across the world, and where artists, brands, companies can all come together to co-create, and where we can engage in this, vast world of digital media.
That's awesome. Okay, and so share with us a little bit about your background as far as whether it's business, marketing, what compelled you to start this wonderful industry that you have.
Wonderful. Well, I've spent the last 20-plus years of my career working with some of the world's most iconic brands in brand strategy, marketing, and licensing. I've worked with, Miss America organization, Bob Marley, Playboy Enterprises, these global iconic brands that have transcended generations. And what I learned from working with them is that the greatest brands have three things in common. They have an inspiring story, they have a greater purpose, and they bring great value to audiences and consumers worldwide. And so the last 20 years working with these iconic brands in entertainment and celebrity intellectual property and talent, what I've learned is, everything has shifted to digital right before my eyes within just the last 5 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. Companies have been impacted. We've all had to create new strategies, adjust our business model in order to adapt to this fast-moving change. So in entertainment specifically, millennial consumers, this young generation was really the kind of the pioneer of what brought everything to digital to begin with. Consumers are all cutting the cord every day. They're opting out of cable in favor of more of affordable option to watch the content that they want to watch, the shows, the movies, but also socialize online. And so we've seen this, digital streaming and digital engagement online explode within all of these platforms. And so, this has really been an eye-opening, thing for a lot of businesses. And for me, personally, as a brand marketer and brand strategist, what we've found was brands were trying to reach an audience that no longer, we used to spend millions of dollars on television advertising, commercials, and traditional ads, mm-hmm. where everything started to shift to digital. we were all kind of scratching our heads, like, how do we reach this audience? How are we now going to be able to market to them in a meaningful way, but then also capture their attention, where they're no longer sitting on, the living room and watching television. So we, as brand marketers and companies, have had to, again, shift all of our marketing strategy to be able to reach this audience. So hence, my co-founder and I, 3 years ago, decided, wow, let's look at what's happening in this space. What are the 3 things that people are doing on their mobile devices and their tablets? They're watching their content now, they're socializing on social media, and they're shopping online. It's not a secret that brick and mortar retail stores have also, we've seen a big change in that as well. And so we said to ourselves, what if there was a way to be able to converge all of these 3 things together, and where it makes it mutually beneficial for brands that want to advertise to an audience, but we also deliver great content to an audience that want to watch content that they care about and want to, be entertained, and then also being able to, allow them to socialize that content. And so we went to work and we interviewed developers to make this vision a reality, and launched our beta in 2017. And here we are. We're going to be launching Industry TV 2.0 on all mobile devices, on Apple iOS, Google Android, as well as Apple TV within the next couple of weeks. And so we've really taken the task of reinventing a new form of digital entertainment, where it's interactive, where it gives our audiences the ability to now decide what they want to watch, all on one device. And then we can talk a little bit more about the technical features that we offer on the platform as well. But aside from that, we also have a new way for brands to advertise. So going back to what I said earlier, we as a brand, I was on the brand side, looking to find ways to where do we spend our marketing dollars now? How do we advertise to our consumers? Now brands are able to come to industry and be where our audience and consumers are, which is on their mobile devices. They can creatively advertise through product placement within the content, and so that it doesn't look like a commercial. And so we know that people are skipping ads, and so we've completely removed that behavior, and you can, as a brand advertiser, can come to our content. And as a viewer is watching a television show or a music concert or a music video, they can click on the screen and buy the jacket that their favorite music artist is wearing. And it goes to their e-commerce site. They can purchase it, and it's seamless. It monetizes for the brand, and then they can go back and watching the content. So, yeah, Industry TV is quite unique in that manner.
That is, excuse me, a mouthful, because when we first started out, we started out with Women Who Rock with Success. It was through podcasting, and then we went to the printed media. But after observing some things, as you stated, people are mostly on social media. They're mostly on their phones. They're mostly getting most of their information, shopping online, all of those things on a digital platform. And so that's the reason why we took some of our content that we do for women, we just took it digital. Because people are not looking at printed media, even though they're still purchasing the Wall Street daily prescription where it comes to their home, but that's on a total different demographic. Those are probably the older people, Yeah. And so you have to be able to stay up with what the people or what the target is for in today. And I agree with you wholeheartedly that it's the millenniums are the one that catapulted this new intervention for digital media to be able to come in, because even in the workplace, as soon as people go on their breaks, they're looking at their phones. They're not thinking about a magazine. And I remember doing that back here several years ago. I was sitting at break. I was the only one who had a magazine, and everybody else was on digital media, watching TV, watching YouTube, watching Hulu on their break. And so I agree with you that digital media is really making a change as to how we view things. So with that being said, how is industry more effective to the viewers versus than Roku? You have Amazon Fire TV and you have Apple TV. So give us some new creations that you all have created with industry to be able to, I guess, persuade consumers to come to your product and brand.
Well, it's funny because really Netflix, and so we knew that, millennials were bringing everything into the digital space. But in terms of streaming content, Netflix was really that really set the stage for this, what we call the wild, wild west of digital content. I mean, they really went out there and they were the pioneer to start to really, not so much streaming, because YouTube has been streaming content, on devices and on with the web, but Netflix was the first and have been successful at streaming movies on mobile devices and on their mobile app, and those different platforms. So what has also shifted, and it was an actual opportunity for us, was that Netflix and Amazon and Hulu, believe it or not, are now becoming Netflix Studios and Amazon Studios. And if you watch the Oscars, you will see their award-winning films on the big screen in theaters, and they're winning awards. So now that's something to ponder, because you're like, you're becoming the production company. So I want to tell you something very interesting. What that did was it took away a distribution platform for content creators. It took a distribution platform away from the folks that were creating the asset, the creatives, the stories, the music business is a whole another shift that is also a very big part of our platform. But basically, so anybody can create content these days, and we're talking about small to mid-sized studios, or even podcasts like this, where you are creating valuable content. Well, back in the day, you could go to Amazon or Netflix and sell a show. Well, now Netflix and Amazon are producing their own content, they're marketing their own content, and they're capitalizing on that. So what we do is we serve the creative community. We really see ourselves as a community. We want to be the destination for original programs that are appealing to an audience that wants something different than just your traditional Warner Brothers or Disney movie. We on our platform, you'll see lifestyle content. Obviously we have shows and movies, but we also have health and wellness content. We have a channel called Industry Talks, where we actually talk with entrepreneurs, young millennial entrepreneurs that are changing the face of in their category. So there's a lot of different content. We serve the independent filmmakers who can't get distribution any longer. So if you're looking for something different, you're looking to support the indie filmmakers and creators that are producing some amazing, stories and shows, you can find them on Industry.
Okay, that is something to ponder in regards to the type of streaming that you're providing, and so how friendly is that for broadcasters? We know that you provide the music, you provide the television shows and films, so what about the broadcasters? how friendly is industry towards for broadcasters, like individuals that want to be able to submit their shows or even broadcast with industry?
Yeah, we take that. So that is another value proposition. You can, if you are a content creator or you have a show or you have a web series, you can submit your content to industrymedia.com, which is our corporate website, and click on submissions. Or if you're a music artist and you're not signed with a label, but you're creating original music, you've been you've been doing this for a while, and you need a marketing arm or distribution for your music, you can submit your music to industry. And we have a great chief creative officer behind industry, Amir Wyndham. Amir has been a 6-time Grammy Award-winning music executive for Atlantic Records and has produced music scores for films, including the song Happy with Pharrell. He's worked with, major mega Grammy stars like Bruno Mars, and he oversees all of our emerging music. So, and then for broadcasters, what's interesting about broadcasters is we like to be the destination for broadcasters who have content. We can create a channel for you under industry where you can bring your content to industry and monetize and leverage our interactive technology to bring advertisers to your channel, where then you can also generate revenue on those ads as well. So we're really a hybrid model between a traditional streaming platform, but we'll also serve we have a business model that also serves broadcasters and content creators to make money.
Okay. Ooh, this is just a ton of knowledge and resources, because even with the digital industry, it continues to change. Once you get, once you master one specific thing about digital media, something else is coming out as well. And so that's very, very important. As I watched the commercial, I think it's WGU, some sort of university, and so the song says that whatever they're singing, the statement is, for the times are changing. And so I think that's very important for business owners, because a lot of times we can miss out on a lot of opportunities because we're not abreast to new things that have changed and new things that are coming in. Okay, so take for example, I was speaking with someone and they called and they wanted to advertise on one of our platforms. And they said, Ms. Winbush, don't you know that probably they're trying to take away televisions? Within the next 5 to 10 years, there's probably not going to be any TVs. And so that was an eye-opener for me. And when he mentioned that, I didn't just sit there and let that just marinate. I got up immediately and began to research some things. And that's how we began to start to doing digital media, digital networking. We started to changing over all of our platforms from printed to digital technology. And so it's just good for us to be able to listen when we hear specific keys.
Yeah, it validates everything that you've been doing, which is awesome. Yeah, that's exactly where all businesses should at least have a digital strategy incorporated. So it's great.
It is. It is. So tell us a little bit about what your customers are saying in regards. Share a couple of testimonies with the listeners as to how the customers or your users are interested or engaging with your platform.
Yeah. It's funny because when we launched, we were trying to really capture, your general consumer that was just kind of watching content shows and things like that. And I would say that that's really 30% of our business. You know that 70% of our business are the content creators. They're the ones that are using our platform. They're watching and they're supporting other artists and other broadcasters and filmmakers on the platform. So one thing, first of all, they love the fact that it's interactive, that you can do all of these things all in one device. Have you ever like watched the red carpet and like the Grammys or you know, the Oscars, and you're watching a red carpet and you're like, gosh, I love her dress, or you're watching something, and then you kind of have to go to another device like your computer, and you have to Google, you know, so-and-so red carpet, and well, on this platform, being able to watch what you're, watching, and you're like, wow, I love that dress. You can click on it, and you can go directly to buy it. I mean, without disturbing your programming. So everybody is obviously excited that we're being innovative in that. We're trying to make the user experience on your device completely seamless and very easy. We know from research that everybody uses generally about 2 to 3 devices all at once, whether it's their laptop, mobile device, or tablet. And so to have everything all in one place is great. The second thing that we keep hearing is that we're innovative in how we're working with brands. Again, people love the fact that they can, I think human nature wants to, you always want to be in the know. And so if there's a way where you can be in the know of upcoming sales or a promotion of your favorite brand, but it's all coming to you in one place, and it's seamless and it's organic, they love the fact that, they not only can we have this technology, but also, and lastly, I would say, I think people love the heart and soul and the mission that we stand for, which is we're really championing the creative community. We're really championing, even, folks like you, Diane, people that are trying to create content that's meaningful to people, create stories, giving people a platform to elevate their stories. And so we are championing them, and people see that this platform isn't just another streaming platform that's pushing content for them to watch. We're really kind of we really built this platform to champion these artists, to allow them a place to showcase their work, monetize on their work, and also get directly in front of a consumer.
And I agree, and that was the purpose of you coming onto the show. Actually, I was excited when I read about a lot of things about you and your team and your staff, and I said, wait a minute, Roku, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon TV, now we got industry. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what we want to do. We want to spread that. We want to spread it so people can be able to know that, look, here is something else that I can engage with a small amount of revenue a month. It's not that expensive, and users and consumers can be able to gauge with your product and brand, whether they're at work or whether they're at home or whether they're on the bus or the airplane. And so that's the reason why this topic and this interview actually interests me so, and we're going to try to make sure that we advertise and market even the show even the more on some more digital platforms, so the word can get out, because I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. I mean, you guys, this is really, obviously the promotion and your marketing and help to support us is amazing. As a woman, and believe it or not, in media, especially in media technology, there are very, very few women. And so what I was excited about and thank you for, having me on your program, because, women, it's not about just women, who are successful, but women that are breaking those ceilings and breaking those borders of really trying to be, in a market that has been traditionally male. And you have to, it's funny because people, when they find out that we are women, and that we do know that, what we're talking about, or at least what we envision, for industry specifically, because we're not trying to be like everybody else. We're just trying to be really good at what we do, and we do it really well. Most with all due respect to successful men, they do get surprised. And we don't give up. And no matter how much we're intimidated, or they try to intimidate us. So, yeah.
Right. That is awesome, because you see, when it comes to Tumblr and Amazon, and you see a lot of other inventions, and just as you stated, we're not here trying to bash men. My hat is off to them too for whatever they bring to the platform. But it's just awesome to see women that are doing that. That is just totally awesome. And so that breaks the barrier to let other women know that I can get out here and I can do not the same thing, but I can come out and create my own brand.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And we hope to, and it's so funny, our team, it's like myself and my co-founder, who happens to be my twin sister, who left Wall Street for 14 years, who's, heads up all of our operations and legal, and she's really, really smart. I'm the creative one. She's very more of the analytical, which is a great partnership. But our whole staff is mostly men, and we're the only women. So we have only men behind us. But you know what? It does take. It's funny, we always say it doesn't take a village to change the world, it takes an industry, because it really does. In terms of digital, that's what we're trying to build here. So.
Okay, that's wonderful. So I guess we got about a couple more questions. So on a long-term goal aspect, what would you like to see industry? Where would you like to see industry on a long-term goal, as far as how many people you would like to be engaged with it, on a globalization type of platform? What is it that you would like to see for industry?
We have always wanted to stay keeping in mind our mission. The mission and the purpose of why industry was created was for creators. And so that being said, we hope that industry will be a household name and a leader in digital entertainment around the world, where broadcasters and young emerging talent in TV, film, and music can use our platform to showcase their work and amplify their message, and be the place where everything converges, and we are all in this, together. We really believe that the world, as vast and big as it is, we believe that, stories and storytelling and in the world of digital entertainment, you have to think about it's the richest industry, one of the richest industries in the world. And we hope to be the destination for all of these stories and all of these creatives to come together in a global, like you said, globalized industry where we can all come together, interact with each other, co-create with one another. Music artists can work with filmmakers to score their films, and vice versa, and just create together. And the other thing I would say is, we believe that social media does this now, where you can really speak and socialize with someone from across the world. And to some extent, that's why I said, we're a hybrid model, but we really want to be able to be an aggregator of content and a platform that aggregates all of this. So imagine having someone in Australia be able to create content on industry, have a channel, and co-create with a music artist here in Chicago, and use social media to socialize it. But industry will be the place where they create together, where they can create content together, create music together. I mean, we're already seeing that. The world is becoming closer and closer together. That's what social media has transpired. It has transpired to where we can now collaborate and communicate with one another, and it's not so foreign. And that's the community we hope to build on industry for the next 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Because what I have heard through the interview on today, your mission is more quality than it is quantity. And so that's very, very important, because a lot of times when we are launching small businesses, big businesses, mid-sized businesses, the first thing we look for is we look for the people, we look for the crowd, we look for the numbers, but the quality of the content is more important than the quantity of the people. And so that's what I've been hearing since we've been on this interview. And we're probably going to be checking you out too, Women Who Rock with Success, because we have a Roku channel and we also have Amazon Fire TV channel. And so that's what's important to me, is that when I'm doing something for women, I just don't just do a podcast just because I want guests on the show. I'm looking to spotlight them even afterwards. So we're going to be marketing your marketing campaign with you and your sister.
Thank you.
On our upcoming webinar that's going to be May the 8th, because we want people to know that women are smart, they have the knowledge, they have intervention, they got creative ideas, and so we want to get the word out about this powerful platform that you and your sister have built from the ground. So with that being said, what is it would you like to leave with the women that are starting out in small business?
I would say, and actually, this is my third company that I started. I'm an entrepreneur by heart, and I guess that saying of, what is that saying that says the third time is a charm? I don't know what the saying is, but I would tell women who are either thinking about starting a business or just starting a business, that you're absolutely, you hit it spot on. Women are smart, and like Sheryl Sandberg said, don't be afraid to lean in. You have to. We are one of the things that sometimes as women we forget. What we can multitask better than men. We are very we are really smart. We're very creative. We're nurturers. We're leaders, and don't forget that. And I think that we tend to forget that because we're nurturers. We're always taking care of someone else, whether it's our family, our husband, our friend, all that. But when you're starting out as a business or thinking of starting a business, just believe in yourself and listen to your heart, and just don't think about what if, or don't think about the competition. Think about the passion that fuels you to drive this idea. And believe in yourself. And if you don't know how to get about to start, surround yourself with people that are smarter than you in that particular, idea or market. And ask a lot of questions and research. And it's not going to happen overnight. That's the one thing that I learned, because this is my journey has taken me here because it's been 20 years of learning, and learning is still growing, and learning is, even when you're researching, you're learning, but don't give up. Just keep going, because I think, if nothing else, and if you're open to the idea of whatever, and sometimes your idea from the beginning doesn't end up being, it morphs into something else, after you've done your research or after you've learned a couple lessons. You have to just be open. But no matter what, it truly is true when they say the journey really is what you should be going for, because in the end, it will be so worth it. And, I may sound like we're successful. I mean, even though we're, in this very multi-million-dollar market in digital media, we're still very humble, and we're still very young, and we're still learning, and that's okay. And don't be so hard on yourself. Just keep believing and keep pushing forward.
I agree. So the last question, if you want to share any publications, upcoming events, your social media handles, your website, how they can connect with you, you can do that at this time.
Wonderful. So you can follow us on social media on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Our social handle is @IndustryTV, and that is spelled INDISTRY as well as you can find all about our upcoming promotions and any special coupon offers, any events. We will be posting it on industry.tv. But if you'd like to watch all of our content, free shows and movies, and then also live events in our celebrity channels, which is going to be launching very, very soon, probably within the next couple of weeks, you can download the app on your mobile device on Apple iTunes Store or Google Play, which will also have access to Apple TV. Again, our 2.0 is going to be available within the next couple of weeks. So but the app is downloadable now.
That is awesome. We have had a wonderful time with you today, speaking with you, sharing the information that you have with the listeners about industry, about your program, about your organization, about your platform, about your brand. And we're going to certainly try to do all that we can to be able to continue to spotlight and feature you and your staff. So other organizations and businesses can be able to connect to be a part of it. So for all upcoming, all right. So for all upcoming events and information and podcasts, who's going to be the next guest, you can go to our website at www.womenwhorockwithsuccess.com. Thank you so much, Mary, for being our guest today.
Thank you, Diane, for having me. I really enjoyed our conversation, and thank you for all of your support. And hopefully we can continue to keep in touch.
Perfect. Same here. You all have
Take
a great
care.
day, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye.